And Mind Crypto here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. First and foremost, please remember I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is financial advice, and none of the information provided in this video should ever be seen as a signal to buy or to sell. So remember, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you haven't done already, please like this video. You'll be doing me a huge favor. And as we can see from the crypto bubbles, we are ranked 68. We're up 3 ranks with a market cap of $1.58 billion, 24-hour volume, nearly $80 million. And we've seen that price rise from literally just not so long ago from $122 all the way up. And I think we hit around $135. So the bulls are back. And as we can see, we're in a sea of red at the moment, but this is normal. This is capitulation. This doesn't bother me in the slightest, but I'm guessing it probably bothers quite a few of you out there if you're looking at short-term breaks. Now, we see this from San and Quant's strongest recovery in the top 100, and it reminds him of 2021. You all know what happened. Well, we know what happened. We lost a lot of ranks in the crypto market, and then suddenly we bounce back with strength, and that's what we want to see. So we look at our short-term trading from bull shark trading here. Once again, the high volume nodes are playing their part and acting as resistance. From there, we see nice pullback that fills the FEG, the fair value gap, while also retesting the resistance trend line. Price still trading above the VWAP, and we want to see this hold. Delta order flows show us that bulls are trying to keep the price from falling. So we look at the 5-min chart, looking for the POC to be mitigated and possibly the fair value gaps before moving up. A break back below the trend line, and we will see us loading up more quant. We chase good levels, not green candles. Know what you hold. Now, if we go back to this and we look at where we are, we're in this accumulation zone, and we saw that big dip, and then we're back up again. We've still got a way to go before we get out of this accumulation zone, which is around about 163 level, before we start to just about get into that disbelief. But then obviously we've got another resistance level up here at 230 before we really start to see something happening. Now, how long we're going to be in this box for, nobody knows. It is a good level to buy in at, in my personal opinion. That is what I'm doing. Remember, that's not financial advice. You've got to do what you need to do. But this is where I am at the moment. Now, we see this wonderful tweet from Construction Trader ETH, and we're talking about the RTGS here, which is so imminent. The Bank of England's roadmap for RTGS CHAP service for 2024. There's so much that's likely to happen this year for Quant. We're talking SATP, we're talking RLN, we're talking RTGS, we're talking even gateways possibility. Not saying they will come, but they're all there in the pipeline. We've also got CBDCs in play too. So the RTGS lies at the heart of every payment in the UK and settles over 775 billion on a daily average. So we need to listen here of the importance of Overledger's role. And he says, if you knew, you know. So let's have a listen to this.
The next one for John as well, it's what is RTGS blueprint that you already mentioned it a couple of times, and what is the vision for the development of an RTGS service which is fit for the future looking at beyond 2024?
Yeah, so I shouldn't go into too much detail on this because we've already talked about it or alluded to it quite a few times. But the original blueprint as we set it out was this quite aspirational statement that said there's a set of capability improvements we want to make, but they're all pointing in one of these 5 directions, and often more than one because these do overlap a bit. So really crucial was to make sure that any change we're making can at least keep still, but hopefully in lots of cases increase the resilience of the system. Lots of that comes by design, and by moving to a modern, all the tool chains you build in and the sort of security you build in, but also things where we think about having extra networks and better ways of testing change and things like that. So there's key push to say you always need to keep pushing the boundaries on resilience. Second is around access, and I think I've talked about plenty, but it's just to say it's not just access for account holders, it's also access for new types of FMI. Interoperability is, again, the thing I was referring to about making this system interoperate with other key systems that our users want to use, and that's both domestically, like making the ISO standard for the wholesale and the retail systems more aligned through the common credit message, but internationally as well. The improved user functionalities, these things like operating hours, synchronization, APIs that just enable a more modern experience. And then finally, the strengthened end-to-end risk management was actually very specific to the UK and was about us bringing in elements of the CHAPS scheme that were still run by the private sector and bringing those in-house for risk, basically. So that's the blueprint now. And then maybe we've got a second slide, which James can talk to about 5 years on. We've done another consultation, picking back up on this and reflecting the fact that we're not trying to deliver every one of the elements that was under that blueprint in one go when we put our new core ledger live, but we actually want to keep moving, keep developing the system going forward. James.
Yeah. So yes, in this consultation document, which we launched about 4 weeks ago now and runs until the 30th of June, so there's still opportunity to comment on this. We've kind of put three groupings in. So the first one is about having other ways to connect to RTGS. And one of the key elements of this is potentially moving off the Y-copy service that we use under Swift. Y-copy is a very good concept from a security perspective because it effectively means that there are 3 parties who see any message, which therefore means that 2 parties can always tell if the third party has been compromised. So parties being Swift, us, and the participant on either the sending or receiving side. But actually, if we are going to move off that, we want to move to something which might allow direct connections between the bank and the participants, but is equally secure. So one of the things we're looking at is a kind of centralized identity service. And then, as talked about earlier, also enabling data transfers to and from RTGS via APIs, and be those account services or be those payments themselves. The other thing is then innovative and flexible services. And this goes to some of the stuff actually that's talked about in many of the cross-border CPMI building blocks. So synchronization, changing operating hours, finding new ways to generate intraday liquidity, potentially using other currencies, and harnessing the benefits of richer payments data from ISO 20022. And then the resilience element is both ensuring that the core system is more resilient than the present system, but then looking at the kind of options around an independent technology solution. We already have one called MERS, but again, that will need updating for the future. Better reconciliation of data, which is a key element of being able to detect even minor issues in the system or at participants, and also a potential contingency solution for bulk retail, urgent bulk retail payments like wages, salaries, benefits, and things like that. So those are kind of the key 3 areas, and I would definitely encourage you to look. Easiest ways to Google for the roadmap for RTGS.
Oh, and as we see there, synchronization through APIs, interoperability, retail and wholesale, and interoperability at the center of the RTGS system, which is really, really important. And if we go and have a look at the roadmap and what it says here, background to roadmap for RTGS, which is the real-time gross settlement beyond 2024. And we can see here, once the new core settlement engine goes live in 2024, the features include new ways of connecting to RTGS, innovative and more flexible services, such as extending operating hours and synchronization, as we heard there, and enhanced resilience. In the consultation, we set out a long-term vision for the renewed RTGS service to act as an open platform for the UK financial services industry to facilitate safe and efficient settlement in central bank money. Now, I'm really, really excited about this because there's so much happening this year, and yet people will keep flooding quant in every which way possible, but we continue and we do what we do. So here we go. We can also see this, the Bank of England, who is responsible for CHAPS real-time gross settlement, RTGS, migrated to ISO 20022 standards. And that was just 4 weeks ago. And this is when this was posted back in July 2023 by Construction Trader Eve. The Bank of England is planning to introduce a new modern, flexible and efficient RTGS core settlement in 2024, just around the corner for us right now. And this was back then. And he says here, Quant is part of this engine. And we look at this and we can see 731 billion daily average. This was in Q2 2023. So looking really, really promising right now. So we see here from Sam, fam, Quant will reach at least $2,000 this cycle, and in 2030 it will be top 5, backbone of a quadrillion dollar infra. CBDCs plus RTGS is inevitable. Last cycle it was a late bloomer as well, even dropped 30 places. Many friends regretted it for being impatient. Then it did an 80x. So he also says here, I have experienced 2 bull runs before. In a bull I trade half my portfolio in poo coins, but 99.9% won't be there in 5 years, whilst Quant will remain and thrive. It all depends on your risk reward plan, your current wealth. Stick to your plan and don't let green candles F you up. He also says here, if you're all in on a too high a cap like ETH, BTC or XRP, you're not going to make it wealthy. 1 billion cap coins reach 40 billions quite easily if FA is on the charge. So many things to come, and I think 2024 is where it truly begins for enterprise, bank, government-focused coins. Now it's degen season. He said this back in November 2023. So I'm really, really excited, and I've been following lots of these accounts over the years, and we are now at that point that Gilbert Verdin has already said 2024 is the time for institutions. So we'll have to wait and see. We are literally here with bated breath waiting, and I know I am. So there you go, guys. Please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any further videos. All the best, and I'll catch you later.